Good morning, friends. This is Carrie from Stamp with CT. So excited to have you here with me today for a little time to craft and connect. If you're catching this part of the video, I'd like to say thanks for watching the replay. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love to be able to share notifications with you when I upload a new video. So thank you for being here today. I'll wait just a minute or so to let some people find this in their news feeds. Good morning, Jan. Good morning. I forgot to turn the heater on in my craft room, so it's a little bit chilly in here. But I think we're going to make it through it. I'm going to turn another light on too. So glad you're here with me this morning. We are going to make a super easy project today, but I think it packs a wow. And I think you're going to love the technique that we have. And I hope you'll give it a try. So we are going to go ahead and get started here. It is Sale-A-Bration in the Stampin' Up! World, and so what that means is it's one of our best promotions in the year. When you place an order or purchase of $50, in $50 increments, you're able to select a free item from our Sale-A-Bration brochure. So if you do not have one of these brochures and you don't have a January to June mini catalog, please let me know because I will get one in the mail to you. So I think everybody should have their own personal copy. Now we're going to be focusing today on page 7, this Oh So Ombre Designer Series paper. I love, love, love this paper. It's probably, I say this every time, don't I? It's my favorite. Everything is my favorite, you guys. I'll let you in on that secret, but this paper is just so cute. So I have a couple of different style projects to share with you today, but I guess before I do that, I should really let you know who our winner was from last week of the rhinestone jewels. So Teresa Lacatus, you are the winner. I will get these in the mail to you. So thanks so much everyone for your comments and shares and likes and hearts. I appreciate that so much. And by you interacting with me, it lets Facebook know that you like the content that I share, and you let them know that others should see it as well. And it helps me grow. So thank you so much for doing that. And it also gives me feedback on what you like and what you'd like to see in the future. So all you have to do to be entered for the weekly giveaway is to just place a comment or share the video with your friends or family if you think they would enjoy it. So thank you for doing that. Okay, I want to show you this Oh So Ombre paper. And it is such a neat package of paper. There's actually 48 sheets in each package. You get 12 of each of the designs. There's 4 different designs. And so this is actually the Blackberry Bliss side of the paper. So you've got almost like the little bubbles, and then this beautiful ombre paper here. And on the back side, you've got Granny Apple Green. Super, super fun. Nice bright colors. And then we also have, this is Rococo Rose. And it's just a lovely shade here. And again, that ombre and the little, I guess they're just little circles. They remind me of bubbles. So you've got that side, and then this is Bermuda Bay. The ombre look is just so very pretty, and it's so versatile to the different things that you can do with this paper. So I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to be sending out a quarter pack of this Designer Series paper to this week's giveaway winner. So this will be our giveaway, a quarter pack, so 12 sheets of this 6x6 Designer Series paper. Be sure to leave your comments and share the video, and that's what enters you for a chance to win. So I do have some samples. What's wrong, Dee?
I can't find you.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Dale was going to try to find the video on Facebook and maybe watch comments for me because he's back in my craft room today, but it's okay. We'll just keep going. And I'll just answer any questions that you might have afterwards. So I've got some samples for you today, and a couple of these I shared in my launch party this past Saturday, but in case you missed that, wanted to share these again. Super fun and bright cards. I'm also featuring in these cards the Darling Donkeys stamp set, which is another Sale-A-Bration item that you can earn with a $50 purchase. So cute little donkeys. They're really fun to color, but this pairs really well with the Oso Ombre paper, as you can see. Just really, really fun. Let me bring that Darling Donkeys stamp set in. Whoop, and my iPhone charger. I'll bring that in so you can see just how cute these little donkeys are. And you can certainly use your blend alcohol markers. You can use watercolor pencils, or you can do what we did here and just use our water painters to add some colors to those donkeys. So those are the samples I wanted to share with you to start off with. That shows, to me, the kind of more fun side of the paper. And then you have a really pretty side of the paper. And let me grab that again, a full sheet, so you can see that. That has the ombre look to it. If I can get my cold fingers to work. So you have this side that just has that ombre effect. And I thought it would be really fun this morning to stamp on the Designer Series paper, which is a fabulous technique to give you just a really pretty, almost watercolor background look that is super, super easy. So this is the project that we're going to recreate this morning. And it is, again, super simple. We use the rectangular stitched dies to cut out this mat from Designer Series paper in the Rococo Rose color. Then I also even stamped the sentiment on that lighter part of the ombre paper, matted it on a little bit of black, and just stamped on that Designer Series paper, so it gives a really pretty effect and a very nice, beautiful card, but so easy, which I'm going to show you just how easy here in a minute. So these are those rectangular stitch dies, and I love that you've got so many different sizes to choose from. Now you could certainly cut that piece of Designer Series paper down just with your trimmer, but this just gives it that extra touch to add the stitching. And then I want to bring in the Dragonfly Garden stamp set. That's what we're going to use to get our images and our sentiment today. And this is one of the new sets in our January to June mini catalog. So it is a beautiful stamp set. We're going to get to use a couple of the stamps today. So we're going to start with, getting the glue dot off of my card base. And I have just a Whisper White card base. Now, I want to talk to you just a minute about our Whisper White products. You know that they've retired. I'll let you know that, gosh, it's been about a month ago that we found out the mill that made our Whisper White products like envelopes, cardstock, note cards and envelopes, they went out of business because of the pandemic. So we have a new source now for basic white cardstock, and I do have some ordered that should be here hopefully by next week, and maybe we can do a little comparison then between them. But for right now, I still have some thick Whisper White cardstock here. It's 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And let me crease that one more time so we get a nice crease on that. And then I do have that piece of basic black, and I'll put the measurements on the video once the video's complete. Just go in and edit that, but it's just going to layer there on the front. And I'm thinking that that is probably 5 by 3 3/4 inches. And then this time I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay Designer Series paper. So that's neat that that's the Rococo Rose on one side and Bermuda Bay on the other. And we're going to start doing some stamping. So this again was cut with that stitched rectangle. So let's see, we're gonna bring in our Momento Tuxedo black ink. And that's the only ink pad that we need. And then I'm gonna bring in this little flower image. So before we went live, Dale was telling me the difference between a flower and a weed. And what did you say, Dee?
It has to do with where they're growing. If they're in your garden, they're flowers.
Okay.
Or if they're in a designated spot, they're flowers.
Okay.
But if they're in the middle of your yard, they're weeds.
They're weeds? Okay.
So these are growing in our preferred spot, so that makes them flowers.
That makes them flowers. Okay. I'm just going to make sure that I get this good and inked up. Now you could certainly lay this stamp down since it's a little bit larger and bring the ink pad to it, which is probably what I should be doing. But I want to make sure I get really good coverage on that stamp, and then we're just going to come in, and I prefer just to turn this sideways to add this image. Let me get lined up here. I think that looks pretty good. And just put some pressure and wait just a few seconds to allow that ink to transfer. That looks really good. I may have come up just a little bit high, but I'm okay with that. Okay, and then we're going to bring in this little, I guess this would be a swarm of little baby dragonflies. They're little tiny dragonflies. And you may notice on my first card when I show you that again, they're kind of flying sideways. So I'm going to do a little bit better job this time of making sure that they're flying the right way. But I still think it's fine on that other card. I'm going to bring them right about here and stamp them. And then I've got an oval cut with my stitched oval dies, and we'll just go ahead and ink up the sentiment stamp that I love. It says, "You are an inspiration." So this is a great card to send to so many people in our lives. And again, we're stamping on the Designer Series paper. So I just had a little scrap left after, I went a little bit too far down. Let's try that one more time. Y'all know that I normally have a couple of chances here. So with my lighting, it's a little bit hard to get lined up and see. I think this one will be better. So I'll try to give myself a couple chances. Yeah, it's a little bit better. So we're going to go with that. Would you hand me that stamp set again, Dale? Because I'd like to show them other greetings in that stamp set, because there's other options too. So really, really pretty font. And I just love this stamp set. Y'all know I love fonts, so this is a beautiful script. So that's really all there is to it as far as our stamping. We'll go ahead and adhere the Designer Series paper to this basic black layer. See if my liquid glue will flow with it so cold in my room. That's so silly of me. I was on the phone and kind of lost track of time and never turned my heater on back here. And most of you know we live in a really old house, so it's a little bit chilly in here. See if I can get this layer lined up good. I think that looks pretty good. Let that glue dry for just a second, and we'll then attach this to our card base. I've been using a little bit more glue. I don't know why. Probably need to get back to my just using the dots in the corners, but I want to make sure it stays good and adhered. Try to get this centered nicely. I think that looks pretty good. So see how easily you can make a really pretty card. This I think would make a very nice sympathy card as well. Sympathy cards for me are tough, so I think this would make a nice one. And you probably have a floral stamp in your stash that you could use. So many stamps would work well with this technique of stamping on the Designer Series paper. Let me close my glue so it doesn't get all clogged up. And we will bring in a couple of dimensionals to add this greeting. Use that take your pick tool to get those backings off. And I still have them. Get out of there. And we'll just come in and add the greeting here. Like that. And then I also have a new product that I was really excited to share with you guys. This actually coordinates with a different suite in our new mini catalog, but I love these matte black dots. So that's the embellishment that I chose to use. And we will just come in, oops, with our take your pick tool, pick up a couple of these and just sprinkle them on to finish this card. So super, super simple card. But I think stamping on the Designer Series paper gives you that beautiful background, and it's such an easy wow. Okay, there you go. There's our project for today. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you will give stamping on Designer Series paper a try. And remember that you can earn a full package, 48 sheets of this Oh So Ombre Designer Series paper with a $50 purchase. So it is a gift with purchase, and I just love that Stampin' Up! Offers this promotion. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you again next week. I will be featuring another Sale-A-Bration item in our Facebook Live next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Thank you so much.